my Coke sunglasses?
Jesus.
What is
cool
that?
Ones.
Oh, hey, we're live.
They're
Welcome
dirty.
to the Death Battle cast. We are the cast and crew of Death Battle. I cannot see a thing with these on.
Because they were dirty.
But what a cool
Oh, they are a little. It's kind of
cool
gross.
intro.
Oh yeah, thank you. I was practicing that for like an hour. Hey guys, welcome to the Death Battle cast. Thank you for joining us live. If you're watching this on YouTube later on, thank you as well. We're the usual crew, but we are joined by a special guest.
Yay!
Sarah Eberly.
Hello, everyone. I don't know why I decided to sing it that way. But I did. I'm excited.
That's just your natural voice, right?
I'm super excited. You know how long it's been since I've been on a podcast like as a guest? I'm so excited.
Oh,
And nervous
Nice.
actually now.
Why?
Because there's a microphone in front of you. You never know. I mean, you guys are so intimidating.
You made
I'm
that
just
voice,
kidding.
and I was like, "That's not how she sounded."
We do try and make it as unwelcoming as possible.
Exactly.
That's
yeah.
the goal.
But actually, in that way, I do feel right at home here. So, okay.
There you go.
perfect.
Thanks.
Well, if you don't know who Kara is, she is the voice of Weiss in Ruby, as well as our Death Battle.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
awesome. So, by the way, I'm Ben. I'm the voice of Wiz.
I'm Chad of a Boomstick.
I thought you said
This-
I'm Chad
this-
of a boomstick.
Yeah,
I
sure.
really thought I heard that.
This.
Right? See,
Never
I'm
know.
Tori.
You are-
I'm animation director.
Yes.
I have to say animation twice.
I don't know. We're off to a weird start.
And this episode of Death Battle Cast is sponsored by two sponsors. We've
Ooh.
got. Oh, I scrolled past it. Hang on a second.
What's happening?
It is sponsored by Marvel Collect by Topps
Ooh.
for the first time, which is awesome. And
Nice.
then a longtime sponsor, Quip.
Yeah.
The toothbrush of the future, essentially, is what we like to call it.
What?
So we'll talk about those later on in the show.
Nice.
Right now, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the Death Battle. It's great
Yeah.
having you here, Kara.
Thank you for having me.
And we can kind of talk a little bit about. We don't really often get the chance to get the perspective of the actor, who, at least on this show of the episode, in particular, the actor of the character who,
Actually-
spoilers, loses.
She lost. She was killed.
Womp womp.
Hey, don't rub it in anymore.
These are just facts.
Yeah. And also, we don't usually get the original voice actor of the character.
Yeah, this is a very unique situation.
Well, don't I feel special?
Well, normally, as Death Battle uses fair use rules, we're not able to get the voice actor that usually is the official actor of said character, because that would be stepping on the company's toes, breaking their contracts, etc. It's just not
It's a
something
little
we
hard
can
to
do.
get, I would assume. You know.
But thankfully, because we're Rooster Teeth, now we can get Kara in, and
And
it's
I like
lovely.
you guys, and that's awesome.
Oh, that's good.
I
I was kind of worried there.
you know, well,
She should be.
you said it.
Well, all right. Let's talk a little bit about the episode. So last week we did mention that we would do a little bit of the Q&A because this is the first Death Battle cast that's come out since it has aired on YouTube. So I got a couple questions we'll cover, but we'll kind of insert them in every so often. Right now, I kind of want to just get your opinion of the episode.
Wow. It was absolutely not what I was visualizing in my head when I recorded, at least, only because the animation was so badass, as always. Not that I wasn't expecting that part of it, but I wasn't expecting Mitsuru to have all of, just for it to look as crazy as it did, and Weiss just looks like such a little small person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like, wow, Weiss is really little.
Have you played the Persona games per se, or know anything about Persona?
haven't, and I don't. I'm not the biggest video gamer, but I'm trying.
Oh, sure.
Y'all have
well,
probably seen
that's
videos
totally
of me
fair.
trying.
I think a lot of viewers didn't really know what Mitsuru would be capable of going into this. Persona, actually, I believe Mitsuru is the first Persona character we've had on Death Battle, mainly because we haven't really seen as much interest in Persona characters coming into Death Battle overall based on requests and whatnot. I don't think Death Battle is really the kind of show that most Persona fans, that like target audience generally is looking for. So Persona characters might not necessarily garner the biggest audience in terms of a Death Battle, but it's really cool to show characters to people with Death Battle, to people who've never seen those characters before and don't know
Right.
much about those
It's
characters.
like half the fun.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Which was, when you were explaining it to me, all of it kind of sounded like their backstories are very similar. I was unaware until I saw it, or maybe I You told me and I forgot. She was completely, basically immune to ice, which really, comes in handy for Weiss and fighting style. And I saw, when I was watching it, I saw that part. I'm like, wow, well, that's why. There we go. All right. I definitely stand a fighting chance in this one.
There was a bit of a debate among the researchers and the writers for this episode about whether we should explicitly say that she is immune to ice in the rundowns beforehand. Because some people were like, well, if we say she's immune to ice before the fight even starts, people are just going to be like, oh, well, she wins.
But you've got other dust and stuff.
I just want
right?
to say,
Right.
she could use other dust.
Yeah.
Well, sure, exactly. That's why I ultimately was like, well,
Right.
we can't dance around the issue, otherwise we're trying to trick the
exactly.
audience.
You got to be true to it.
Yeah, and also she's got the other dust, so we got to explain why the fire dust isn't necessarily going to win the day for her, or the lightning dust, etc.
Right.
Which was awesome to see in action. Torian, if you guys don't know, Torian was the animation director for the episode, so directly responsible for Weiss's dying.
It's all Torian's fault.
Not
I even
directly,
animated
though.
some stuff, and the episode looks so good because
It does look really
Well,
really
actually,
good.
that,
It's beautiful for.
I'm
as
really
much
good.
oh,
as-
you did
what do
100%
they
of the
call it?
animation, right?
there's a reason why you guys keep letting me do
Are
this.
you going? You're doing another one of these things?
No,
It's all
no.
me
This
thing?
is true. I'm really good. What you think I'm making this up? They know it. You know it. Now
And he's
you
also
have
so
witnessed
humble.
it.
Except I don't believe you did most of the animation.
I didn't say I did most of it. I said I'm really good.
Oh,
Yeah,
gotcha.
that-
okay.
He's
to be fair enough.
Well, this
there.
kind of leads to one of the questions that I wanted to address from YouTube.
Why is Torian so good?
Why is Torian
Well,
so
you know, it's when you're born.
It's when you're born. You either have it or you don't.
There are things that come with you.
Depends on the stork that delivers you, right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
There are things
Exactly.
that come with you.
This is like
You just
the
have, like, a
origin
bald
story.
It could be
When
it
you're
could be
born, there are
nothing.
things that come
It
with
could be
you.
nothing, or it could
Could be
just
nothing.
be talent
Or it could
out the
just be
wazoo.
talent.
When you were born, Torian, was there an explosion and you came out doing a backflip?
No, I
Is that-
slid out, stood up, and was like, "I'm ready, mama."
No, he actually came out as an animated character in real life. That's how ready he was.
Oh, it
But
makes sense.
first, the
Makes sense.
stars aligned above the hospital, and yeah.
I cut my way out of the egg. With
He
a
takes off
sword.
the mocap suit.
Hold on, real quick.
Wait,
No.
what?
Gonna explore that. How do you think people are born? Because you just said you cut your way out of the egg with the sword.
With the mocap suit.
I just what egg, Tori?
Okay, so this is gonna be way left.
Oh wow.
Oh, really?
Oh,
I would have
Really?
never guessed.
But I was thinking about the sword and shield Pokemon, the dog with the sword in its mouth.
Okay.
And Pokemon, they are born in eggs. So like, was the sword in the egg with the Pokemon?
And in no part of your brain where you're thinking about the human birth at all and how humans are born. But Pokemon, yes.
Torian's brain travels strange paths when it comes to
I
describing.
was like, in that moment, I thought about that Pokemon. I was like, that's dumb.
but I'll
gonna say
apply
it anyway.
But you'll apply it to your own origin story.
I mean, because it looks cool, but it's dumb. Like, it's dumb. It's a dumb idea. Did the sword come with the egg? Is he born with the sword?
Was Weiss born with the sword, though? We're really going to get into like the whole sword
We
thing.
technically don't know how long she's had that sword. Maybe
True,
she's had
right?
it since birth.
Yeah,
it
like
just
who-
popped out.
so-
With,
It's got to be a
Maybe
family
it was
heirloom.
like
Wait a minute.
really small and it was like infant size when she was born and it just kind of grew with her as she got older.
There it is.
That's hilarious. But like Ruby made her weapon, right?
yes, part
So,
of
where
part
did
of
Weiss
the-
get her weapon from?
She
Of
built
course she.
it.
Oh, she built it.
I was going to say she bought it probably.
She bought it.
Her family.
That's like more on brand.
I feel like it would be handy.
I'll
knowing
take that
knowing
one.
her family, they probably they commissioned it or something.
Or it's
Yeah.
like a Schnee family heirloom or something.
Jo-
Then they all hate
Josh
each
No,
would
other.
know-
she wouldn't
Yeah.
use anything used.
That's true.
Josh would know better, as well as Miles and Carrie, obviously. But I believe it was a requirement in order to get into Beacon to build a weapon. I believe that was part of the application process.
Yeah, I remember. It's been a while, but
Yeah.
It's been a while.
But no, I didn't do all of it. We had some very fantastic Ruby animators.
Well, that's what I was
We
going to
got
say.
there.
So
There
the,
we
the
are.
Question, the question was, will
There's
the,
that credit.
everybody seemed to really love this fight. And there were a lot of people asking, will the animators of this fight be working on the next volume of Ruby? And the thing is, they are Ruby animators.
Yeah. Right? That's awesome. But
Well, you want to talk a little bit about the people who helped make this?
Yeah. So like one of them is Erica. She's awesome. I'm gonna be real honest with you guys. If anybody should say it was all me, it's probably her. Like
She animated like 50%,
she
maybe more of
animated,
this.
like half the video.
Yeah.
Like, and it's because like I started animating, but then I got caught up in other stuff, And then, Christina and Dave, who normally are like the main animators for Death Battle now, they have other responsibilities as well. So that's why we needed that extra help. And like Erica ended up kind of like having fun and taking a lot of the Weiss Mitsuru stuff, like especially the Weiss stuff. And she has experience. She works on the show for multiple volumes.
Spot on.
So yeah.
Well, one of the reasons I think
pretty cool.
This was a perfect example of us really teaming up with the rest of the animation department and kind of like doing some give and take. Like our animators will work on this, your animators will work on that, and it's been a long process, but we've talked about it before. Ever since we've moved down from Dallas, the old Screw Attack gang. We've been kind of integrating our animation teams together, and this is kind of one of those big payoff moments where we're finally, everybody's working together, and it's really awesome. It's coming together great. Like we had Mitsuru's entire model was custom built by the team, Artemisia. We're using the same models for Weiss, Armagigas, and the Queen Lancer as the show. Yeah. Like it's an awesome little collaboration that the plan is to keep doing that for future episodes of Death Battle.
Yeah,
teamwork makes the dream.
Yeah, it's great. It's finally all coming together. Yeah, but also Nano helped out as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean Nano's pretty cool.
A Nano.
It doesn't sound like you were gonna be like, but cool. He's no Erica
because he like headlined the episode animation wise. Like some of the first shots when you first see the opening shots, those opening combat scenes, it was him. Like it's pretty cool. And I helped him out with that, and we did a lot of mocap stuff together. And then I took a lot of his shots and other people's shots and kind of finished them up and touched them up with
Who did the cool twirly exchange?
The cool twirly exchange.
Yeah, that's how I call it.
Twirly exchange.
The one that you tweeted out early, where they both are like in the
I mean, obviously to get the best reaction. He used some of my stuff.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Like, I don't even know why you even asked that question. I don't understand. So, we just established off camera that I've been here for 5 years. And Chad still has this, he still act like I'm not as good as I say I am.
Yeah, it's not like, we hired you and, showered you with praise forever and have given you a bunch of
is that what made me better? Praise.
No, I'm saying you're great.
Oh, so you have
Torian fight. It's all you. It's all you.
Have talent. You have talent bearing, granting praise power.
No,
is that what this is?
And I've recognized.
Is that what this is?
I'm trying to give you a compliment, motherfucker.
Is what made me better.
Yes, that's what it was.
Well,
no, but I'm saying that computer we gave you probably helped.
Keep it coming. That's true. That's true.
With technology.
Technology is great. The better my technology becomes, the better I am. On top of how good I already am.
The problem is like I kept getting him better hardware.
It works.
I kept getting him better hardware because he was working so many hours, right? And I'm like, I want to get him better hardware so it's faster so that he doesn't have to work so much. But then he's just like, whoa, better hardware. I can do even cooler shit. Or now that I can work faster, I can make the fight longer.
Let me show you my final form.
And I eventually just had to give up because I was just like, any tool that I would give him to help reduce the time that he was working, he would use it to make his animation better. Because
that's what you wanted, right?
No, I wanted you to go home.
You didn't want badass animation?
Yeah, we would specifically try to speed up the production process, but that just ended up giving him an excuse to be like, I'm going to add like 2 more minutes of animation.
What did you want, Chad? Badass animation or lackluster animation?
No, it wouldn't have been lackluster, and that's the problem. How many conversations did I have with you about
it wasn't lackluster animation. It was, we're gonna plan to make this fight 4 minutes long. Yeah. And then you come over.
Was it not 4 minutes long?
No, like 5 weeks later, you're like, so I decided to make this 8 minutes long.
That wasn't my decision.
Dante versus Bayonetta?
That wasn't my decision.
Yes, it was.
What? Listen, how was it not your decision?
I'm going to show you how
as long as it takes.
I'm going to show you. I'm going to tell you why that wasn't my decision. Because as I was making it, right, the innate greatness in me was like, this is they don't really want this to be 4 minutes. You have to make this 8 minutes.
Of course.
Right?
Yeah.
She gets it.
He added 2 other characters.
I know how long it does take to do animation, how much.
So we'd all had the initial plan. And we're like, fight sounds great. This is going to be awesome. And he was a little ambitious taking on these extra 2 characters they did. And then I remember when I come to check in, I'm like, hey man, what's that fight time coming in at? And you were like 7.5 minutes.
Like
and I was like, what?
It's just 2 plus 2 characters plus another character divided by 6.
And a motorcycle.
I don't know what that number is. That's obviously 7. I don't know. But of course, you wouldn't understand.
Because I have no talent. Got it. I know where that was going.
Because he
You
does
couldn't
not
finish it.
have the innate natural talent that came
He was
straight
not.
from the room.
He was not born as a
straight
3D
from the
model.
room, straight from the mocap suit being cut out by that sword.
No,
right?
it came from the egg.
Oh,
Remember?
the egg.
The mocap suit egg.
Mocap suit.
I didn't want to
sword.
say it.
Yes, you did.
Yes, you did.
I wanted you to naturally come to this conclusion so you can better live with it. But hey, now that it's out there, you look great.
Thanks, bud.
Oh, yay.
Thanks.
See how that all comes back?
Y'all
Oh,
really
friendship.
friends.
You only said that because you feel guilty.
I don't.
That's true.
They all know how good I
Speaking
am.
of looking great, y'all all look great, and I love, even though it wasn't done on purpose, it's very kind of schnee themed.
Oh, that's
You didn't
true.
realize
It
that.
is.
You know, that ice
I should've
blue white
worn-
thing.
You know, something more schnee-like.
One of the decisions in
Didn't
like the,
realize patterns. Oh yeah, duh, Carrie, you know this.
I still so regret that when we did Weiss's preview, it didn't say Weiss sneaks into Death Battle. We had, come on.
but it wasn't a sneaking thing.
She's not a sneaky
Or she
character,
could have
though.
said schnee later.
There you go. You're going to take the puns from Yang.
Oh, I have them all. Weiss to meet ya, schnee later.
Wonderful.
If only Weiss could pull those off. In canon.
She tries.
Oh.
There's that line.
That's
that
kind
she
of her
does,
thing.
You know?
She
At least
tries.
I'm trying. She tries.
She needs to try harder.
I think
all these
someone. Excuse me.
Ooh.
They said
Oh!
it in the rundown.
What? Huh?
What did we say?
That's
She
right.
needs to be better at her fights.
She does need to be
Maybe
better.
she'd
at
be
her
She
better.
kinda
if she
loses a
fight
lot,
someone
unfortunately.
That wasn't immune to ice.
Listen, she's become a lot better.
She's fought plenty of people.
She's
She's
If only
good at
I
killing
could,
monsters.
If only if I could like telepathically jump into her, literally like in the screen and be like, "Carrot is Weiss. Animation, scripts. I'm doing whatever I want and I win."
When you, I was just about to say when you, so like when
Just
you're
Mary
reading,
Sue it. It's done.
when
We're
you're
good to
doing
go.
Weiss and you're reading a script and you like come to another fight and you like, oh man, I hope she wins this one, and then you keep reading and you're like, oh.
No, not necessarily, because it's not. It's the setup is always different.
Okay.
So it's never really the same. You never know if she's going to be, assisting somebody else win the fight. Whether there's actually going to be a fight, you never know what's going to really happen. So I just
And then
take each
suddenly-
line as it goes. And I mean, hey, she's alive, so
Oh,
yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh,
and then
Things
suddenly
have worked out.
And then suddenly you read in the script that she's been stabbed. How did that go? Did you?
no kidding, completely.
oh no.
But the good thing was, I did have another script underneath that I knew, and I was like, I would not have another script underneath this unless there was a line from Weiss. So either she's in some alternate dimension, she lived, or she becomes a zombie. One of those three.
It's a
She would
flashback.
be. So,
But you had
know.
lines. So
I mean,
zombie
well-
talk.
Well, it turns out she lived.
Okay.
That was,
can't
one,
get
that,
rid
was,
of-
that was one of the scenarios that I was thinking could have been a possibility.
He's already.
I
off
know,
in his
you're
own
already going
zombie
in.
No, I'm saying
movie
like,
world.
Dude, Weiss as a zombie would be so frightening.
Fan art would be awesome of that.
like ice zombie. Yeah.
Oh my
could be fun.
gosh. She's already so pale and white anyway. She'd be transparent. You know what I mean?
I had to
Like
like
ghost
bump up-
ice zombie thing.
I know that pain.
I had to bump up her saturation in the video because I'm like, I need to make her more
She
blue.
glows.
And I was like, probably want to push that skin tone a little bit more, like in her
Use some
coloring.
sun sometimes.
Like I was like, God, she just blends into everything.
Yep.
All right. Well, we'll talk a little bit more about Weiss Mitsuru, but right now we should probably get to our first sponsor, which is Marvel Collect by Topps. That one. So it turns out there's some big news that's coming out of the trading card industry as two iconic brands, Topps, who makes all sorts of crazy like collectible cards for
There it is.
lots
Ever.
of
Yeah.
They've been around for a long time. Basically anything that you can think of, they've done.
anything you can think of.
Pretty much anything. Like they've got all sorts of like, even Garbage Pail Kids.
That's actually
Oh yeah,
Like
I remember
you go to
that.
their website, they got
Garbage
Garbage Pail Kids trading cards. Like what? Sure, cool,
related to
Topps.
Cabbage Patch Kids.
Even worse. But they're teaming up with Marvel to launch Marvel Collect by Topps, which is a digital trading card app. And it's got what they're coining as collector-based missions, which are really cool, and you can use them to basically. It's a collecting game, but it's got these missions that you can use the cards on. And there's just a bunch of different ways to collect cards and a bunch of different pieces of content from Marvels, from Avengers to Guardians of the Galaxy to X-Men, Jessica Jones, et cetera, et cetera. Basically, if you want a Marvel collecting game, this is the game for you.
And it's super convenient because it's right on your phone.
Yes.
And like, let's be honest. I go to my closet and there's just like that box of like cards, and I'm like, I never look through that, but it's on my phone. Now I can just go and swipe through really easy.
Oh yeah, I just recently moved apartments, and I've still got a bunch of the old. I still have my old like Pokemon cards.
Me too.
Like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with them, but I'm like, do I get rid of these? I don't know. They're just taking up space.
But now you can take them everywhere with you.
Exactly,
Nice.
and you can trade them and collect them on your phone, on your mobile device, whatever you want to do. And there's a bunch of different ways to collect cards, whether it's mystery boxes, collecting packs, daily login bonuses, spinning a wheel, fusing cards together to turn them into a new card, and so on. So it's like trying to be as satisfying as possible. It's just like it feels good to get new cards, right? And that's the general idea behind the game. It's a great, time-killing app for collecting cards if you're into Marvel. It's perfect for that. Also, free to play. So there's really no reason not to give it a shot.
Yep.
So, download Marvel Collect by Topps digital trading card app to start collecting and trading your favorite characters from across the Marvel universe, both classic and cinematic, with fans around the world. The app is free to play, and new cards are released every day. You can download now in the App Store or Google Play Store. That's Marvel Collect by Topps. Go and check it out. And right now, it's time to talk about what's going on. Which is
the fun game of I don't know how long this transition is.
I've been trying so hard to be like secretive. Like,
Hey,
don't worry about it.
So the bottom says credit that art assholes. Elon Musk did some stupid stuff, and just credit art. It's good. We're gonna keep talking about Weiss vs. Mr.
Hey, side note though, you should get that game and get rid of your Pokemon cards. Like, what are you gonna do with
like
them?
we're battling cheers.
I don't know what I'm gonna do with those Pokemon cards.
Are you gonna give them to your kids?
Yeah, it's probably. I mean, I don't know what they would do with it.
Digitally?
Are they gonna even like recognize them by that point?
Back in my
I don't have kids right now.
I was just about to say, like, wow, Ben, how long
Hand me that folder. It's next to the pods.
And this
Like-
one is sparkly. It was worth more.
probably look at
Called it
they'll probably-
holographic.
I remember back when Pikachu was fat.
They'll probably look at them and be like, is that the paper version of this?
And then they're like, did you play the game? No. I just collected them.
So wait, so you just put them in a binder?
Because I had to have better cards than
My
my
friends.
friends. That was the sole purpose.
I'm still waiting
did
for
we
my old
equate
friend
which card was
my
better?
old friend James to give me that
Holograph or
Charizard that I
not?
traded for.
Holograph or not?
That's
Is
what
it not
Yeah.
like the strongest? I thought it was like
No, it's if
I
it's
had
shiny,
stronger
it's better.
Pokemon than you.
If it's shiny, it's better. Which
Yeah. And then you just,
Even
If it's
prettier.
shiny though, my Pokemon's still better, stronger than yours. So
no,
no, it's the rarity of the card is what it
the
was.
holographic
Yeah.
cards, man.
Yeah.
I didn't get it. Like my cousin, he had he was the only child, so he was rich in our eyes. In our 10-year-old eyes, he was rich.
You didn't have to trade pickles for.
Right. Like he didn't have I had to share stuff with siblings. He had all the stuff.
He had a barter system.
Like,
Yeah, it sounds like it,
And my
right?
With
siblings,
pickles.
Yeah.
He's not
so he
joking
came
about
in-
that.
I got
He had
Is that what you're saying?
the laminated like card thing. He had 2 of them, and he would come to school on like show and tell. He would bring his stupid Pokemon cards, and he have like 3 binders full of them.
You're not bitter at all about that.
I am not, because I was his cousin, so I was cool by association.
Yeah,
There you go, yeah.
exactly.
So
Like,
it's like,
yeah.
oh yeah, my
Check out
cousin
what my cousin has.
Yeah, he has the shiny.
He has a hook.
My cousin had my cousin has 3 shiny Charizards.
Oh, let me see. No, step back. These are ours. I mean his. These are his.
But by association, mine.
These are
But I could borrow them
They're in the
anytime
family,
I want.
right? Technically, we're blood, so there you go. Right?
I'll
my
trade you
gosh.
his cards. And I pocket the difference.
Kara, I've got a question for you. And actually, I'm looking at the chat. People are watching live. If you have questions that you want us to talk about, just leave them in the chat. I'll be trying to pay attention to that as chaos erupts here. But a question for you: did you ever expect to perform a scene where Weiss calls someone else an Ice Queen?
No, and that was actually amazing writing. I loved that. That was probably my favorite line in the whole
Nice.
thing. It's like, so that's what it feels like. It was great.
That was the one thing that I kind of really wanted to incorporate in some way,
Yes.
but when I got the first script, it wasn't there, and I was like,
Oh,
because
really?
it kind of feels a little forced. It could very easily feel a little forced, where she's just like suddenly saying that kind of line. And I was like, but the Ruby fans will dig it.
yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
It's just going in regardless,
You
and
have
hopefully
to.
Kara can
Yeah,
pull
yeah,
it
yeah.
off. It'll be great. Then you pulled it off, and it worked great. So
Nice.
I think it worked out.
Thank you.
Yeah, well,
it was great. It was
in that
hilarious.
same respect, did you ever expect to perform a scene where you died?
No, actually, that's a good question. No, I just because, well, maybe there was one way back when that I was reading through and I thought maybe I would die, but I didn't. And spoiler alert, Ruby, hopefully you've seen it all the volumes.
Well, we talked about that scene where
Okay, that's why I couldn't
stabbed.
I was like,
we haven't gone into
just in
details because you
case.
should watch it if you haven't. But at one point she gets stabbed and it looks pretty bad, but who knows what happens? No spoilers.
I mean, like you're obviously great.
I was born great.
Innately? Yes, but Weiss
From
herself, when it comes to fighting, is bad.
It's not bad.
She's bad.
I think she just
Weiss
she
got
tries
beat by a
to-
boar.
She tries
No, she
too
didn't.
hard.
She beat the boar.
She barely beat the boar after what Ruby yells how to beat the boar at her.
And then she says, "Stop telling me what to do."
Yeah,
And she
and
actually
then-
was like, "Oh, I need to use that."
Yeah. She's like, I don't want. And then she actually uses her. She's so bad at fighting. You're great. Weiss is bad at fighting.
I love how you have to keep.
She has to be
right,
like
yeah.
she has to be like 0-5 at this point.
I think
Oh,
that she tries way too hard to be perfect in her stance and her form, and thinks that will make her win. When really, it's like, stop thinking, don't think, just do it. Sometimes
She's
you
like-
know?
she's
Also,
like,
she's
I'm
been working on herself. She's become a much better person and a much better friend and member
She's
of the
had some
team.
family issues.
I like. Yeah,
Family
those
shoes.
family
Don't
shoes.
become a huntress then. Why
Well-
don't you just focus on your.
What is with
focus
the
on
Weiss
your
hate,
life?
Tori?
I think
Right?
Because I think Weiss.
Now I know
is
why
le-
Weiss lost.
That's not my. That's his decision. That's his decision. That's
Well, Weiss is unique among the four in that she is specifically becoming a huntress against her family's wishes. There's a bit more going on in terms of her trying to find herself, whereas Yang, Ruby, and Blank Man,
We're just messing up all kinds
Yang,
of words
Ruby, and
today.
Blank Man are obviously like they've known that they want to do this kind of thing. They've been action heroes for years and years. Blake was part of the White Fang. Ruby and Yang grew up with Crow, teaching them stuff. Like they all have had previous training, and then Weiss is like, "Oh, I'm supposed to manage money
No, not money.
or dust."
Dust.
Yeah.
Well, manage money, manage the
manage
company.
dust.
Like
It's currency.
she's supposed to run a company. That's what she's been raised for. So of the four of them,
So
technically, she probably has the least experience in
Winter.
fighting. She does
That's
have
her
Winter.
Which is
Yeah,
she's trying to learn a lot though from her too, and I think it was it volume 1 or volume 2 when there's the scene in the forest when Weiss is actually in her monologue like right foot forward, not that forward. Hold your
Yes.
steady, wait for the right moment to strike and die.
And then a guy with a chainsaw busts in was like, I got a chainsaw. And he just beats
Yeah.
her.
Again, this
So
is-
I think she's really inexperienced prior to Beacon.
Of the four, she's definitely got the most going on in terms or most issues that could conflict with her combative
Tools.
ability.
Yeah.
What a way to
She
say
hasn't
that.
lost every
Sure.
fight.
Way
She
to
she
spin
beat
that
the
around. We liked it at
she
work.
beat the giant that she now controls.
Yeah, duh.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you didn't bring that up. You just accepted
I
the
was
fact that
waiting
you've
for
lost
you
every
to.
fight.
I was waiting for you to bring it up.
Oh, yeah.
And say and realize it on your own naturally.
Yeah,
that I
see?
was just that good.
No,
that's right.
That was just me throwing her.
Pretty smooth.
Oh yeah, you beat that one thing. That's
Yeah.
great.
And the
Should be
wasp.
2 other ones too. Yeah.
She
bunch
didn't
of
beat the
wasps.
wasp.
Yeah, a lot of wasps.
Wasps, plural.
Yeah.
Wasps, the bees.
She'd be like a whole army of them.
Yeah.
That's why you, that's
while
why
in
you
midair.
see
I
it
mean,
in
there's
the
a guy
thing.
flying a plane.
What's he supposed to be
Again,
doing?
the way he remembers shit, like you're like,
Was there? Wait. Was there not a guy flying a
there was a
plane?
guy flying a
Okay.
plane. Why was
so
that
I
important?
remember that accurately,
Yes, I just
right?
What does that have to do with what
He
we're talking
was
about?
flying,
though?
helping her dodge the wasp.
Actually,
and he had the dust. Wait, that was her
actually,
dust.
no. He failed
her.
miserably.
He did.
Did he fail?
He failed
He
miserably.
was crashing. And
Yeah.
I was trying to kill all the wasps that are trying to get him and get our airplane down.
Yeah.
Ah, you
The
didn't do a
wasps were
good
like
job.
harpooning the
I
ship.
did because I'm able to summon it now. Actually, you should know that because you animated it.
I mean, they have to give her.
And that's why they call me the ice
They.
queen. Just kidding.
I mean, they have
Had
to
to slip that
give
in
her something
somewhere.
to make
Yeah,
up
that's
for her
perfect.
lackluster
All right.
sword
Okay, I'm
skills.
done.
Oh, you can't fight? Here's this giant bee to help you.
Yeah, well, that's a different thing about her character.
And it doesn't even help her. It also loses to like regular people.
She hasn't.
Regular people? No, not
She
regular
hasn't used it
person.
to fight yet. She used it to carry Ruby over to fight the mech, but she hasn't really used the
She
wasp to
uses
fight.
it when she fights the girl with the 2 chakra thingies.
The girl with the 2 chakra thingies. What
In the episode where she gets stabbed, the one you guys frequently bring up.
So before she had the wasp.
No, she has the wasp there.
She didn't.
She does.
Wait.
She does have the wasp.
She has the wasp there.
This is very confusing.
They are all
Yeah.
running together,
Okay.
and I don't know which scene exactly.
I know.
This is after they
Wasp
unite,
versus
and it's the
that.
big
There's a
fight at
giant-
the end
she
of
has a
volume
giant-
she has
5.
She has a giant wasp,
She
a
basically
giant
uses
suit of
it whenever
armor.
she needs to like fly anywhere,
Right.
essentially.
She uses
Get
it for
above
travel.
She
other
has a
things,
giant
yeah.
wasp, a giant suit of armor, and she still gets stabbed.
Well, it happens.
Oh, does it? When you have a...
You know, when you have
Right.
like 20 people in a room fighting at once, you can't keep track of all 20 people.
Can't keep track
One
of your
them
own...
is going to
your
stab you in
own,
the back.
like, summons?
He's actually supposed to keep track of me, I think. So, right? Like, protect me. He can do very good. I mean, he did a good job, but he
Terrible.
can die, essentially, and be gone.
Yeah.
Gone.
All right, well...
But that's what we did include that in the death battle. The Armagigas protecting Weiss, and probably my favorite scene of it is the big battle between the Armagigas, Artemisia, the 2-on-2 battle that ends with
Yeah, me and Erica animated that.
our Armagigas sacrificing himself.
Yeah.
Yep.
I didn't
Pretty
realize
cool.
how much, like, larger and taller her armor, or her, what's the
I don't
what's
think
it called again?
he's... I think we did that for spectacle. I don't think he's that much bigger than her.
He can change size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
I-
she can summon him as a human-sized thing, and then he can grow and shrink and things
Yeah.
like that.
But I
Okay.
specifically thought that would be cool when we were reading the script, and I was like, man, it'd be cool if he was so big that she can like
And the
kind
other
of
one was
ride
really
him.
small.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool. But you know, that's just circling back around to how good I am.
Wonderful.
Thank you, Chad.
You keep telling yourself that.
You made an
and
enemy
we'll
today,
agree.
Tori.
Hey, I'm back at RT right now. I'm gonna.
But that's, like, impossible.
No filter right now.
Perfect.
But that's I can't make any enemies. I'm like too good.
You are. You're
Like,
super
well,
sweet.
okay.
And that is
Don't
unfiltered, too.
give him.
It's too late.
It's too late. I got it.
Oh,
Okay, I told him that, not him telling himself. So,
well,
you know.
Kara,
This is just how I naturally.
we got
think.
someone here trying to trash Weiss in her battles, but we got a question from the chat from SJS Slev. Sorry, I don't know. It's a bunch of letters. Who's asking you, what's your favorite battle that Weiss has been in Ruby or Death Battle?
Well, don't make her say that. And just say
I'll
Ruby.
say that.
Death battle.
Well, you can't say Death Battle because she lost. So
I definitely love. I think the first time they all, as a team, Ruby did fight the Nevermore, like in first season.
yes,
The bird?
the giant bird, and
That
the-
was cool.
That was really cool.
That was
Off with the
super
head,
sick.
That one.
Can you make the shot?
Can I?
And she's like, "Yo, can you?" She's like, "Of course I can."
Yeah.
It's great.
That was a line that was added in actually after the fact too. I remember having to go back
nice.
in to read that, and I was like,
That's cool.
"Why does she?" Oh, okay. She's doubting Ruby. All right, that's Weiss, totally.
yeah, that
It
makes
turned
sense.
out so awesome
Yep.
though, but it really was like a first time you get to see teamwork. You know.
Oh yeah.
with everyone.
And anytime when like all 4 of the Ruby girls are fighting together, like it's like, oh my god, that opening train fight sequence from this volume was so sick.
I loved that.
Yeah. Anyway,
Anytime they're all together.
they're finally back.
It's amazing.
They're finally back. Chad's like, they're finally back.
Well, you wanted them to get back together, and it took like a whole. It took forever.
Took 2 whole volumes.
Yes, it did.
way too long.
But we got it.
Yeah,
We're back.
now they're fighting on trains.
You know, I like Weiss a lot.
Oh God,
Are we going
okay,
back on it?
No.
You want to talk about
You're
something
right.
else?
I'm not. No,
Weiss,
this is
no.
not. I'm not going to. This is not Weiss hate. This is me like wanting more of her. Like
Sure.
I honestly would like.
Right, there's more volumes.
Yeah.
Well, guess
but, like,
what? Guess
I-
what? They're going to Atlas.
And it seems
So it's
like
probably
it
gonna
seems
have
like
more
she's
to do
got a
with
pretty
Weiss.
pivotal role
What's
in what's
Atlas?
coming up. The next place.
Is that her hometown?
Excuse me. Excuse me.
You were supposed to jump in. You were
So-
supposed to jump in right there. And
So
set me straight.
he's not
I
the
was
writer
like,
or
did he-
researcher for
I
Death
was waiting
Battle.
for him to say
It's
just
fine.
kidding or something else to come up with that. He's
I
like-
see like like her Weiss's story is by far probably the one I'm the most invested in.
Yeah, especially with all the stuff that they've set up now. Like we've got the whole
Yeah.
thing going on with probably gonna see Winter and them going over and like all
I'm
that.
like,
It's gonna be a whole
I'm
thing.
like, I'm looking at Blake and I'm like, all right. I'm looking at Ruby and I'm like, all right.
you
And
just had like the most insane Blake arc ever.
Yeah,
Like
Blake's kind of story arc has sort of I won't say
mean-
wrapped up, but a lot of her story
I
has
guess.
kind of
what do you mean you guess?
But the whole
It was
time,
all
I'm like,
about,
the whole-
the past relationship
the,
trauma and
the
her final
whole
confrontation with
the
Adam.
whole
Like,
time I'm over here like, man, I wonder what Weiss is up to.
that's what they're doing. Okay,
and that's what they're doing now. It's Weiss's time.
Okay, great.
Said everything.
Then my
Atlas,
patience,
yes.
my patience is about to be rewarded.
Good.
There you go.
I'm like,
Perfect.
all right, Blake, you got cat ears.
Hey, when you have a show, oh God.
I love you. This is fun.
I'm like, all right, because you know what? Whatever. This isn't the Ruby. Okay, here.
Yeah,
It's
it is
become
actually
the
a little
Ruby
bit.
cat.
Okay, look, man.
Oh,
Like,
I'll be Weiss. Okay.
Oh yeah. Which
can I be Adam?
No.
Okay.
I'm not, I can't, here's the thing: is like we can't spoil like everything that's going on for this series because we want people to watch. But
No. I thought we were gonna cast
Not-
ourselves as the
Yeah.
Ruby gang. Of course, she's Weiss.
Ruby.
Yeah. Who are we? I'm Ruby.
Oh.
I think you're Ruby. I think.
I've got red hair.
Well,
Suck a
actually, wait. No,
bitch.
I take this back.
Can I be white?
Is it
I was gonna
race?
say you're more Weiss than now.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I wanna be Weiss.
I'm absolutely Ruby for sure.
Okay.
I want to be. I want to be.
I'll be
Now.
Yang.
I was
No,
actually-
you don't get
Nope.
to
I was
choose.
gonna
She's
say, I
choosing.
think, okay, Blake Yang.
Okay. I get to be Blake.
You get to be Blake. You
Cool.
can have cat ears.
I'm tortured and sad.
You got
It
to-
sounds exactly.
I
like
know.
Who's Yang? Here, hold my hand.
Oh wait, you can't.
We did this together. Hashtag Bumblebee. Let's go.
Nobody got that. That was a little. That was a low blow. Like take my hand. You can't.
Oh, yeah, you
Nobody
can't.
caught that.
Oh, sorry.
Nobody caught that.
Anyway, I'm excited to see some Weiss. I'm gonna
No,
see
wait,
her
which hand did he use?
win some fights.
He used his left.
I don't
Oh.
remember which one.
She
does
lost her
she
right.
not?
Right?
No,
No,
she-
shit.
No,
No,
it's
she
her
used-
left.
she lost
It's
her
her
left. She
left
lost her left.
one. I know that. Yes.
Whatever.
We talked about this
Whatever.
in other ways.
I don't-
Oh, Yang losing her arm. At some point,
Did you just hold up a Yang arm back there?
Yes, he did.
He's wearing.
He's
the-
wearing the.
Oh.
He's wearing the
Okay.
cosplay.
Wearing
Yeah,
the-
he's just
the-
got.
I was like, wow, that was a great.
We just
like,
have a
on-demand
robot
prop.
arm.
Like, yeah.
No, he's wearing the casual
sweatshirt.
cosplay Yang sweatshirt, which is on the Rooster Teeth store.
RoosterTeeth.com.
You can buy for yourself. Blah blah blah. blah.
Shamelessly
Shameless
shilly.
plug. All right.
Speaking of stuff Gerardo was holding up, apparently there was fan art. I don't know if you saw that.
Is there?
earlier.
I don't see that. Oh, I guess there is. I see it on the list now. All right, let's go ahead and bring up this fan art.
I want to see.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Whoa, I haven't
Man.
seen this.
yo, it'd be so cool if. First of all, I wish we could have afforded to put the coat on Mitsuru.
Oh yeah.
Oh, in the fight? Sure.
Yeah, we couldn't. So Mitsuru has this. She has this fur
I
coat.
thought you said Colt.
It
Like-
sounded like it.
It kind of did.
Okay.
Okay. A
Sorry.
coat.
Coat. Coat.
Coat.
Coat.
That you-
Coat.
Anyway, she has this cool like fur coat, and it's awesome. But it would have been a nightmare
To animate.
asset wise. Like,
If I
Model
could've-
that
but
thing so
what
it could be
happens- Then I
flexible.
could have
Jeez.
frozen the coat, and
But
she
it's
would
a-
have been
no,
like, I
it wouldn't
can't
have worked.
move. Oh no!
it wouldn't have worked. She has on a coat.
No.
But you freeze the coat, not her.
That's what he's trying to argue that the
Oh,
coat,
no, I think
the
it-
coat resists cold.
Come on, we all know like if you have
if it's in-
superpowers, and you like if you have immunity or your clothes are part of it.
It's true.
Like so, her coat
Okay.
is probably immune.
Somehow. Somehow, yeah. If you're super durable and somebody hits you with a sharp edge, it doesn't cut through your suit
Doesn't
for
cut
some
through your suit.
reason.
Right,
Doesn't
because
cut
if you
through
think
your
about
shirt.
the scale of like anime fights, by like the first couple seconds, everyone would be fighting naked, and that would be weird.
Well, if that's the case, then how does Yang lose her arm? She has the armor on.
How does she lose her arm?
It's when it's convenient for writers.
Okay, it was probably right above
Well,
her. Okay.
Also, animation is tricky and expensive, and having a bunch of clothes being torn up would be very expensive and take a lot of time.
Barbara had the
for
best
something that
answer
doesn't matter.
when somebody that like asked like a question like, "Oh well, how does her arm get cut then if it's through the armor?" And it's like, it's a cartoon. But I love, she said it just like that in the panel. It's a cartoon.
Yep, it is a cartoon.
You know,
Pretty
we
fair.
don't-
Pretty fair.
I did ride my wasp on the way here though, so
Nice.
I do.
Oh, it's okay. We get it too. Oh no, we get it a lot. Like we'll have people that are so upset because their favorite character died. Their favorite fictional character died in a fictional show. Like, and it's like, oh man, guys, we're just here to entertain you, and we're
Like-
we're doing our best.
Like relax.
well, it's just like any drama though too. In every TV show, there's always somebody that crazy, turn into one of somebody.
Hey,
dies,
I
everyone
want
likes.
those entrepreneurs on Shark Tank.
I love Shark Tank.
I want those entrepreneurs. The guy with the self-folding underwear, he's gonna make it.
I haven't been watching.
Clearly,
believe.
he has.
believe.
I watch every single episode of Shark
I-
Tank. I've
I
never
believe.
seen that. I'm not gonna lie.
I believe in
What?
him.
So
Wait,
wait, is it
wait, so are you making this up?
self-folding?
No.
So is it like
I don't
robotic?
believe you because that was a
What
long
if it folds
pause.
up while you're wearing it?
What?
That'll hurt.
What if
If it, you said
Well, I
it's
think it
self-folding
knows.
Underwear.
How does
well,
it-
see, that's
how
why
does
it's
it
not
how
out
does
yet.
it self-fold?
guys? I'm making this up, but I think it knows. But I think it knows. It would know if it's on you. and it wouldn't fold up while it's on you. It couldn't. It's on you.
Greatest.
Well, we should ask John then too, because John's weapon and his shield, they get smaller, but
Oh, that's
they're
true.
still just as heavy.
Yeah, like how does that work?
He probably has self-folding underwear then.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
There we are. John's self-folding underwear.
Now on the Rooster Teeth store.
Hey, speaking of awesome technology,
Ooh.
Good transition.
I'm going to tell you about how technology is advancing in toothbrushes with Quip. Normally Sam does this read, so I'm going to try and do my best to give it justice, but we all love Quip. Sam just has his own special charm he always puts on this read. Hopefully you guys have been watching and you've tested out Quip by now, but if you haven't, make sure you guys do it. It's time for spring cleaning, and Quip's got an easy way to start with your brushing habits. So just 2 minutes twice a day can help pave the way to a healthier mouth and mind. And also, lately they've been talking about how they have the kids' version of the toothbrush, which is the same as their standard original version, just tweaked for size-down mouths. Kids are inspired to brush better and more often with oral care that looks and feels like the products and adults that the adults in their life use. And they're proud to use Quip, and it helps them develop a grown-up routine without childish gimmicks. We talked about Quip forever. I don't know if you've ever
I
experienced
haven't.
Quip.
I need to hear about this
Okay.
technology.
There's this-
the technological toothbrush.
It's this future toothbrush that's really slim and slender. It has like pulsating vibrations to help you basically keep you going and like tell you how long you need to brush in what areas, right? So most people are actually brushing way less than they actually need to. It also has a super convenient little holder.
Way less than they need to?
Yeah, most people are. Most people are
So you need
brushing.
to brush
Most
less?
people need to be brushing more.
So you swap it. They're brushing.
Sure.
Wait, I don't know.
Most people are not brushing as much as they should.
Okay, there we go.
He couldn't even say. He was just like,
I
sure.
was like, what
Sure.
I don't even
Yeah.
know if you're...
So it has to basically you should be brushing for 2 minutes,
That's
and
so
it's got a
cool.
built-in 2-minute timer that pulses every 30 seconds to remind you when to switch sides and to help you clean your whole mouth evenly. It has a super convenient travel holder. So first of all, you can stick this thing to your mirror. So there's no like mess, there's no bulky charges or anything like that because they come with the refills.
It looks like it's got some adhesive on the back.
I don't know
but
what
it's
it
not
is.
like
A
it's like
suction
magic.
cup?
It's like
adhesive.
sorcery. Like it looks
Okay.
like it's some sort of mix
I want one
between
of these
suction cup
sorcery
and glue.
Yeah, because you can stick it on a mirror and then take it off, go to another mirror, stick it.
Yep.
So it's perfect for travel as well.
So
Pretty convenient.
And it's one of the first electric toothbrushes that is accepted by the American Dental Association. If you've ever seen Home Alone, that's very important. They're backed by over 25,000 dental professionals, and they have thousands of verified 5-star reviews.
And most importantly, they look like they come from the set of Star Trek.
They do.
They are
It's very true.
space toothbrushes.
Yep.
What do they look like?
They're like silver tubes or like
Or
a black and silver
well,
tube.
there's a bunch of different colors.
yeah,
So,
there's like a black,
bronze,
there's a pink, there's a bunch of colors.
I know you
great.
said pink like second because you know I like.
Oh yeah.
Maybe they have an ice.
I wanted
Maybe
blue.
there's an ice blue. I don't know. We'll see.
There's a blue plastic one, I think.
But
They have glitter.
listen, we love Quip. They've been a long-time sponsor. We hope you guys check them out. And
I will.
there's over 1 million happy, healthy mouths that also love Quip. So Quip starts at just $25, and if you go to getquip.com/cast right now, you can get your first refill pack for free. That's your first refill pack for free at getquip.com/cast. Get Quip.
You know, you did a good job
That was
on that.
nice, yes.
Yeah, I
Right
think
on.
Sam has some true competition.
Sam's got his own unique charm, though. Hey, you like rocks that are in your mouth, they're teeth, and you should brush them because it's important. Like,
Yeah, brush your mouth rocks.
that are in your mouth.
Quip toothbrushes, they're mad dope. Like, there's the Sam read.
There you
Gotta
go.
protect those ivories.
It changes rocks into teeth.
He does. He
All
calls
right.
them mouth rocks. I don't know what he does.
All right, it's time for us to talk about the community death battle. All right, as always, we come up with some matchup that we're going to talk about for every episode of Death Battle Cast, and we leave it up to you guys to see who you think should win and why. So last week, we kind of brought up a matchup that I've seen requested a lot for Death Battle, but I've been kind of unsure what to do with it. So this is kind of a test to see what you guys think of the matchup,
it's
and if
this
you like
shit.
it, maybe we will make an
this
episode,
one.
but I'm not
Oh, it's
sure.
this fuck.
So, yeah, it is Saitama versus Krillin. Kara, are you very familiar with One Punch Man?
I know the name, and as far as familiar goes, not much. But I think person on left, go.
Cool.
Krillin.
Hey,
so,
is Krillin too? That's an awesome name.
yeah.
Just chilling.
Yep.
Yep, chilling Krillin.
Chilling Krillin like a
exactly.
villain.
Exactly.
Keep
But
going.
What the skill
let's go ahead and bring up your answers to see who you think should win and why. Starting with
There's no Stillin.
chilling Krillin.
So,
Just
you
Stillin,
stop that.
chilling.
Right. Holiday Dragon.
Fantastic Callum says, I could see Krillin squeezing out a win based mostly off of personality and strategy. One Punch Man is more used to fighting serious, ego-heavy foes. However, Krillin's more cautious, cowardly, and sometimes dirty tactics might throw Saitama off just enough for him to pull off a win.
Pull off what?
A win.
How would he hit him?
Well, that's the question.
Like, how would he damage?
All right, well,
One
real
Punch
quick,
Man?
before we
Let's
get
get
into it,
the
I
other
want to
argument.
get the answer for Saitama.
silly.
'Cause I don't think we need to spend too much time on this.
Right.
This is from Basab Shadow.
Sure.
I guess that's your name. Sorry. Basab Shadow says Saitama was pummeled by a Kami-level monster, taking no damage, then split a planet-bursting beam with a single punch and was revealed that he wasn't even trying. Krillin was able to grow his hair out. Saitama is the true Baldy.
I am.
Krillin did grow his hair out. Saitama, he's past his limit. He can't grow his hair. Like, it's impossible.
His hair falls out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, he can't go back.
Well, there we are.
Krillin gets hair and gets a family.
We do have to give credit to Krillin for landing an android. Like,
Well, she was a person.
I know.
Yeah, you know what?
Why would I?
Okay.
Why would you not?
Before we get too far into this.
That's you're right though, because she like beat Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta, and Krillin's like, "Yo, what up?
Let's make a family."
Listen,
She's like, all right. She's like, but first you got to get hair, and he's
I
like,
was about
okay.
to say,
He's like,
that.
So the big point of contention was whether or not Saitama should be considered a gag character. The whole idea of the character is that he punches you once and you die.
Yep.
That's basically it. It's not always the case. Boros didn't take one punch. He took one serious
and he
punch,
worked
but he
hard.
had a bunch of other things.
They make it a point to tell you how hard Saitama worked. Like that strength doesn't come from nowhere. Like he worked really hard.
It's not like he's just suddenly cartoony.
Yeah.
But he's kind of like the way it's treated is like if you took a Dragon Ball character and threw him into like a Naruto type world.
Yeah.
Where the character he's just way more powerful than anybody else. So he serves as a gag character in that respect. And if he does classify as a gag character, then Dragon Ball might not stand a chance because they have established in Dragon Ball Super that gag characters are more powerful than anybody else. Arale. Arale? Arale. Arale.
Ralale.
Oh, we got some.
Arale. Oh, we get some Spanish
We got
over there
some
from Toronto.
Colombian flair on that one.
So Arale from Dr. Slump, Toriyama's first, or the manga that he made before Dragon Ball, fights both Vegeta and Goku in Dragon Ball Super and just wipes the floor with them. She's just ridiculously powerful, and Vegeta even has a line where he's like, "I'm never fighting another gag character again." Like
Wow.
it's straight up,
I
it's
gotta see
very
this.
obvious.
That's
like
hilarious.
okay, and so if this is the case, then you could use that argument to say Saitama
Dude, my money's
wins.
100% on Saitama.
Yeah,
Like, there's
it's
no
like,
way.
I don't know.
It's well, even in like
But
One
Saitama,
Punch,
but based on feats alone, Saitama has never shown anything to the level that Dragon Ball characters have.
what do you mean? Boros is
He's
like
potentially blocked a beam that can destroy a planet, which like
he got kicked
Vegeta
to the
did
moon.
in episode 3.
He got kicked to the moon. He was fine. Krillin kicked to the moon and survived.
Krillin himself, I don't believe has.
Right. Not a lot of the Dragon Ball characters have been kicked to the moon and been fine.
Well, they've been kicked through
Type of
planets.
conversations
So.
that we have. Like, this gets serious.
I
Like,
just wish I could be
I'm
more.
just
Like,
saying,
yeah, Kara's
like,
just nodding her head
welcome
'cause she
to
knows
the
so
Death
much
Battle
about all the
cast.
video games.
Like
Yes, I get it.
the more I read, like
Sorry.
I was reading it again today. The more I read One Punch Man, yes, anybody who comes up to Saitama when it's like versus him, obviously like because of his character, because of his strength, they lose. But like those enemies like do like show some Dragon Ball type strength. Like it's pretty impressive. And the whole thing, the more interesting thing is the other heroes trying to deal with that level of power.
let's see what the vote says. I'm voting Saitama.
Somebody is saying in the chat that Arale technically lost to Beerus. Not really. If you watch it, Beerus never actually gets the chance to try to kill her, so we don't know what would have happened if he had actually fought him.
Fight. You gotta link
or fought
me
her.
to
Just look up Arale versus
I don't know how to spell
Goku.
that name, so you gotta link it to me.
Whatever.
Okay.
All right. I don't even think we need to vote on it per se. Like it's just a ridiculous matchup, and I mostly just wanted to see what you guys had to say about it. So let's go ahead and bring up the poll. Guess what? It's kind of obvious. 72% Saitama, 28% poor Krillin.
Yep.
Just can't get a win.
I would
So-
love to see Saitama in some Dragon Ball shit.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. even if it's like a stalemate type situation, it'd be sick to see
The
them
one
all
thing
fight.
I have learned from this is that I don't think Dragon Ball is the right series to pit against One Punch Man.
Really?
I think it would be better
But
to
you
pit him
put
up
against Superman.
What? No, Superman and Dragon Ball, they're taken into serious in the same level. Like,
I got you.
there's somewhat serious stories exploring human-esque characters.
What about
Saitama
Austin?
is something completely
but
different.
Toriyama doesn't even like consider Dragon Ball to be that serious though.
I'm saying it takes the storytelling itself
I
relatively
got you.
seriously. Like,
Asura.
there is a character. Well, Asura is another. He's not a gag character. That's the thing.
Yeah, he's just ridiculous.
I think Saitama more so belongs with characters like Popeye or Axe Cop or ridiculous characters.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Saitama versus Popeye.
I don't know about that.
Is this
like,
the Popeye that I'm thinking
yes,
of that
yes,
I know? Really?
yes.
I know that one.
I think the way they tell Saitama's story
dust is spinach.
is in a gag sense the way they tell his story, but like his world and him in the world and how he got his power and how
Is
he
the gag.
interact is
Well, that's what's
like
interesting.
serious though.
If you were to
Like,
take Saitama out of that world and put him in a Dragon Ball world, is he a gag character still?
I don't think so. I think
That's the thing. That's the question.
I think his origin.
He just looks goofy.
I think he just looks goofy, and in his world, I think his strength is so absurd he becomes the gag.
exactly.
Right? But like,
we don't know.
In a world like Dragon Ball, where there are like planet level gods and stuff like that, he becomes less of a gag character and like somebody who has like his power based on all the characters surrounding him puts him at a level that
Sure.
we can kind of like quantify or whatever.
Saitama?
Yeah,
Not really. I think
he's-
I've seen a lot of people try to quantify what his limits are. There's just not enough information. So yeah, this is what we do here.
Yeah, I know.
Welcome to the
Oh,
death battle.
I'm enjoying it. I'm like,
very-
yes, fight, fight, fight.
There's
Well,
a
well,
serious-
on this note,
conversation about dumb things.
Kara, I've got a question for
Man.
you.
Okay.
Just to wrap this up, so we got to come up with a new community death battle for everybody to argue about online, and then we find out who wins next week. I was wondering, since Weiss unfortunately didn't have a very good time against Mitsuru, is there another matchup that maybe she could jump into? Weiss versus
Ooh, and
anybody
I'm
horrible to
horrible with this.
mind?
Yes, actually, because I did play. I don't know I forgot her name. I'm horrible with it. But she has blonde hair and with like the blue suit. She's in Smash Brothers.
Samus?
Rosalina?
Pony hair.
Samus?
ponytail. Yes.
Oh, Samus.
Samus. Oh, like the
Interesting.
Zero Suit Samus?
Yeah.
Again?
Yeah.
I don't know if that would
interesting.
actually work or not, but I just know that I like playing that character on Smash Brothers, and so I'm like, yes, I know a good one.
Okay,
Sure.
I'm on board with that. You guys on board with that?
What I mean?
Is that or like Elsa, but you don't want to do that
I
because
was
Elsa
thinking
will
that too.
destroy Weiss.
Elsa's not
Oh,
superhuman.
100%.
Well, Ice can do those backflips. Elsa can't do those backflips.
Elsa can create life. Like,
It's very true.
all right. We got two choices here: Samus, Zero Suit Samus specifically, so that she doesn't have the crazy armor,
Yes,
Okay.
zero.
and Elsa. Who
Can
we
I throw
going
in another
with?
choice?
oh, three-way.
Oh, we're doing another one.
Chi-Chi.
I thought it was her
Well,
versus Weiss.
which one of those do you want to fight Weiss? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Oh, that's Samus.
Let us know in the chat. I'm watching.
Zero Suit Samus versus Weiss.
Chi-Chi
Chi-Chi.
from
Dragon Ball.
Why?
Because I need.
Because we were just
Chi-Chi-
talking about Dragon
Or
Ball.
Chi-Chi needs
Princess
some
Peach.
love.
That way, Weiss would definitely win.
Princess
Well,
Peach.
You know
I
what's
don't know.
interesting?
Princess
Cartoon
Peach has some
physics.
crazy magic.
She had a game where she had a magic rod, which I kid you not was called the Vibe Scepter. So she's done some stuff, and like back in the day, like would we still count strikers nowadays? Because like
Yes.
Oh,
because she kicked
right.
Like,
So in
she
old school
kicked the
death battle
ball.
rules, we applied strikers. We wouldn't to current day rules because it's
Probably
kind of like Mario's kind of a weird situation
I know,
though.
I'm just saying things.
Gotta
that I-
include
Because it's like that's what they do. They go to all these different things. They play all these sports and they can do this stuff. 'cause
Okay,
they're these weird-
actually, real quick, Pink Floyd 95 suggests maybe Frozone from Incredibles. What do you think about that?
where's my super
Who
suit?
is that one? I don't
So,
know.
where's my
Samuel
super
Jackson's
suit?
character.
The which one?
Samuel Jackson's character in The Incredibles. He's like, where's my
Does he have
super
powers?
suit? No, he's got ice
No,
powers.
because he was the suit then, and apparently the suit wins it all, right?
Yep.
There you go.
There you go.
So the
I don't
zero,
know,
I
don't
still
know
say
what you mean by
Samus.
that. I'm just agree.
Samus.
All right. Well, I'm seeing
Zero
more
Suit
votes for Samus, so we will do next time for the community death battle. We will be doing Weiss versus Zero Suit Samus.
Nice.
Purely because that's Kara's main in Smash Brothers.
So either way, she wins.
Yes.
There you go. I like that. See how I did that?
Perfect. So let us know who you think wins between Weiss and Zero Suit Samus using hashtag DeathBattleCast. We will have a poll up this Thursday when this episode goes live on YouTube. And then, Kara, we will find out who wins between the two of them next week, and we'll let you know.
Awesome. I'll let you know how I did, too.
All right, cool.
Go vote on the polls.
Yeah, go and vote. All right. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Kara, thank you.
Thank you
for
for
being
having
here.
me, and
This
thank you
is
all
great.
for watching. It was so much fun.
Yeah. Hopefully we can have you back
Would love
again
to,
sometime.
absolutely.
This is great. All right, and we will see you guys next week.